Good morning, everybody. We are doing a day with me. We're going to my placement this morning. It's now 7 o'clock and I have to go drop off my kids to school. That's the first thing. And then we'll go into my placement. Let's go. Okay, so I've arrived at my placement. I usually get here about 9 a.m. We're located in Uptown Charlotte. You have to park in a parking deck and then walk quite a way to get to the office. So here I am just walking into the office, and I do have my own cubicle, and I am a part of District 5. So we're set up in a few districts. So I'm District 5. So here's my desk and just showing that around. So once I get to my desk, I pretty much just log in into my emails, portals that I need, and I always go over policy. So I just showed you the policy. It's a really thick packet, and I have to pretty much know everything that goes on in the policy. So for that day, I was getting ready to actually go ahead and validate my parking because I was shadowing a social worker because we had 3 visits to do for that day. So I just went ahead and did my parking validation. So that's pretty much what we have to do. So I'll be able to get out of the parking deck when I come back. So now I'm just showing like all the forms that we have to get before we actually go to like our home visits. And that's pretty much just what I'm showing here. All the forms, there's several different types of forms, but this is mostly all of the forms that consist of the safety forms. Okay, so here the camera is not going to do really good. It's not going to show. There's my, she's not really my coworker yet, but she's the social worker that I'm shadowing. So we are just walking to the car. So basically, I do work, or I'm doing my internship with CPS, and CPS, the history or the impact of CPS is just a long history rooted in child welfare. And I ran into a classmate actually at this part. I just didn't get her face. But anyway, CPS has a really long history rooted in child welfare reform and government accountability for child safety. The history is long. So the shape of the agency functions, we have to have a strong emphasis on documentation, risk assessment, and collaboration with the courts and other social service agencies. So, with CPS, we do get a lot of public scrutiny because we're looked at as people that try to separate families or take kids from their family, and that's just not the case. Our job is to pretty much, figure out what's the best situation to put the child in. And we have to, when you're working in investigations, you have to make sure you are thoroughly investigating. And that's literally what we're doing. And that's what we're on the way to do on this shadowing home visit day. So, the influences on the policy for CPS and how, the social workers interact with the families are really important. So the historical focus on CPS and compliance, it has led to a lot of structured protocols, but it has created a lot of tension between enforcement and the family-centered practice. So there are a lot of challenges that social workers face, working in this field. It's not easy, and I was trying to get a lot of recordings of what the social worker that I was shadowing today, she gave me quite a bit of stories on some of the cases that she's had where, one of her cases, there was a death, and she explained to me what happened or what she had to go through and who she had to talk to and she had to answer and who she had to answer to when, unfortunately a child dies if they're under a CPS case. So she explained that to me. And I wasn't able to record everything because my phone had died, actually. But we're just walking to get to the car to pretty much do the visits. Okay, so I am not the best recorder, y'all. I'm really, really sorry. Like, look how I'm recording. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm so sorry. I'm terrible. So you have to, you don't drive your own car, of course. You have to take one of the government cars. And this, where we park the cars is crazy. Like, we were right in front of the jail, and you could hear people screaming at us while we were getting in the car. Okay, so we were on our way, or we had 3 visits. So the first visit was a domestic violence case, and nobody answered the door for that visit. Nobody answered the door for the second visit, and nobody answered the door for the third visit. So when that happens, you just, you got to just leave your card, and you have to literally keep trying to find these people. Some people just won't comply, but none of. So I believe that a lot of people that don't comply probably feel, they probably feel judged. They don't want to deal with it. They hate that they have a case out. And, a lot of times people just won't comply, and it's really hard. But it is your job to get in contact with these families and collateral sources or whatnot. But it is investigations. And, of course, I couldn't show the families or the doors or anything like that. So we're on the way. So we were pretty much already done with everything. It was already pretty much almost 5 o'clock. We were heading back to the office. And CPS, you don't just do home visits. You also go to schools, hospitals. You have to show up to court sometimes. If a lot of clients aren't compliant, then you have to sometimes testify against some of these family members. Tomorrow I have court. I wish you guys could have seen that, but that's pretty much it.